All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler 2022, and today I'll be playing Ehrgeiz, God Bless the Ring. We'll be playing brand new quests, and hopefully, if the incentives get in, you can see some of the arcade mode, and even a little fun mode called Battle Beach. And joining me this morning is going to be Plywood.
Good morning, everyone. I also run this game, actually pretty much every category of this game. So
Yeah, and I pretty much only run, for the most part, brand new quests and little arcade, and then some Battle Beach. So yeah, but this game is very um I guess weird and kind of interesting just due to the nature of how this game came to be, because this is a 3D fighter from, I believe, 98, right? 98?
that's not, yep,
Nin-
98. The
98.
arcade release of Ehrgeiz came out in 98 in Japan.
Yeah, and there features a lot of Final Fantasy characters, and I believe one of their probably selling points was, getting people to like play this game because they have Cloud, Tifa, and a bunch of other characters. So anyway, let's get started here. We're going to be playing on hard mode, which is actually easier, believe it or not. I'm playing with Koji, and count down for the time. I'm going to start in three, two, one.
All right, good luck, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, so Tyler's playing the Japanese version on a PlayStation TV, and the PlayStation TV offers the best loads, but everything's going to be in Japanese, which isn't too big of a deal, but sometimes if you're picking up equipment, you have to be paying attention to certain kanji in case it's cursed or whatever. Some equipment is cursed, and that's a really bad thing for endgame, but we'll get there when we get there. We'll be using some marathon safe strats because brand new quest is a very RNG heavy category in this game. Actually, pretty much every category in this game is RNG heavy besides Battle Beach. But this one in particular, this is a roguelike dungeon crawler. And if you've seen any of the other Dream Factory games like Tobal Number 1, Tobal Number 2, it's in a similar vein to those dungeon modes. So we have random layouts that are determined by the frame you enter a floor, which then means random enemy spawns, random items within those rooms. There's even secret rooms you can go into if you bomb them up. Yo, that's the lightning.
That'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
We'll be all
You're
right.
just making a whole thing about, oh, I need to make sure I pick up lightning materia before I before we go down. He just goes right ahead and skips it. I'm like, okay.
So for these first three floors, there's going to be a little bit of consistency with some of these rooms, and you'll see that this room has a bunch of mushrooms in it, and you're going to see later on that there's going to be some other floors where we're going to get some very important food. So while this game is very random in nature, there is some consistency with it, at least a little bit.
Yeah, so there are certain things that are going to show up on certain floors, which is really good. I think every odd floor has a. Is it every odd floor? Or is it? I think every floor has a fairy fountain, and then every odd floor has an altar.
Oh yeah, the altar. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the altar, and they're always in certain cardinal directions. So the fairy fountain, which heals you, is always north. The altar is always north. That room we picked up the mushrooms in is always west, and so on. So we can use that to sort of guide ourselves along while we're navigating the dungeon. But ideally, we just kind of blaze through the next 20 floors. I think it's 20 floors of the dungeon.
Yes, 20 floors. Oh, there's the altar.
So this run is, I would characterize it as always action. There's not a lot of downtime whatsoever in this run. The only downtime really is, I guess, the boss, since you can kind of shut your mind off, and then if you're like sitting around healing, maybe.
Yeah, for like a couple seconds, but.
And then the load screen, which on PS TV is like non-existent. So
So speaking of like paying attention, you'll notice that for the bottom right there is the small map. Now, whenever we go to a room with some enemies in it, the map shows up for like a couple frames and then disappears. So pretty much, I'd want to be staring directly in the bottom right corner because I just want to be seeing where that room goes. Because depending for the length of the room, I can tell where that's going to lead to, and if this is a dead end or not. So. Oh.
Yeah, the other cool thing about the map is, depending on where your spawn location is, where the starting stairs are, there's only a certain range to the space of the map. So let's say, like, Tyler's now on a floor where he's, like, really high up. So you can kind of check out the ones that are up top and then make your way down, just to try to avoid having to run all the way back. Of course, Tyler didn't do that, so I'm just kind of
well, the reason why I didn't. Well, the main reason. Okay, so floor 5 is very important because this is the pumpkin room floor, and that spawns north and south. So
yeah, he has to pick up some pumpkins.
I
So
do not.
yeah, I just wanted to tease you.
Yeah.
So yeah, people were wondering what the heck is with this food system. So this game actually has a fairly complex eating system. So the blue bar you see, that's your health points, and then the pink bar, the pinkish bar, is your stamina. And your stamina is increased by eating food, which can even be stuff like dungeon grass and
Dog
bones,
food.
dog food, ice cream. There's a lot of weird food. Booze, which has no nutritional value,
Alright.
which is pretty funny.
Found the pumpkins.
Nice, we found the pumpkin room. And depending on what you eat, it's going to increase certain stats for your character. And so when you level up, certain things will be prioritized. So like pumpkins here,
Wow, that's really
they
nice.
improve your magic attack and magic defense. But that's not really a big deal in reality.
Yeah, so like, best case scenario, we would be finishing this at level 1, but I may have to go to level 6, and we also got some very nice stairs right next to the entrance. Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
the perks of leveling up are more about your durability for your weapons, and then I guess like the base level ups that you get for like your attack and your HP, but really it's the durability you would be wanting. Otherwise, you really don't need to level up. Older routes of this game used to level up at certain floors, like floor 15 and I believe 18.
Yeah, because they have a certain enemy that's very easy to level up on. They're very passive.
Yeah, as we're getting deeper and deeper into the dungeon, we're gonna see more and more dangerous enemies. Some of them are gonna be palette swaps of enemies we saw before, but there's a few that everyone should be looking out for. One is a Medusa-looking monster. It's kind of a siren. Those things are really dangerous because they have like insane range, and you can't really tell that they're gonna attack you. Actually, a lot of the enemies in this game, they just kind of attack you
Instantly,
when they want to.
yeah. And they have very fast attack times, and then the hit stun in this game is kind of ridiculous, so if you get hit in this game, you're going to be stunned for quite a while. Oh, good squid.
Nice. Dragon meat. Dragon meat, like, really fills up your stamina. Another enemy for everyone to look out for are penguins. In the Ehrgeiz community, we call them shredders because their attack, if you see it, it's them kind of like wildly spinning their arms around. And when they do that, it just shreds through your HP. Like, you could just die from a penguin.
Yeah, like, I've just had all my potions
Everyone's
and, like, half of
like,
my health
pretty
just gone because of the penguins. It's pretty ridiculous. Potions are okay.
I'm just trying to think, is there any other enemy that's like a really... it's...
The alligators? Or the
the
crocodiles?
cheaters.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The cheaters.
Yeah, the guys with the, like, widespread attack. That was kind of a risky potion to go for.
They're like skinless magicians,
And they have like a sword or something, yeah.
They have a sword and they cast magic, and they can just, well, we call them cheaters because they'll just cast a spell while you're like leaving a room and then just hit you. It's really annoying.
Double horde hallway. Good thing those were both at dead ends.
So yeah, another thing to note is the satchel. So Tyler has some potions equipped right now, and if you get hit, those potions will auto heal you, and that's pretty nice. The only issue with it is you only have 4 slots, and if you use a potion that way, it actually doesn't heal you as much as if you just use a potion normally. So it's kind of a risk-reward thing whether you use it that way or not. The other thing is that you may have been noticing Tyler do in certain rooms if he's getting surrounded or he's a little bit scared, and you'll be seeing this as we go further and further into the dungeon. I actually forget what we call it, but it's
guard break, I think.
Guard break. It's a get off me, so it stuns everyone in the room. It pushes them back. It is by far the MVP of your kit. By far, it's like the best thing that either character has, Koji or Claire. Because we can even use that on the boss fights, and we're going to be abusing that to high heaven once we get there.
I have a mid-floor weapon, which is good.
If anyone's weirded out by the fact that there was money in the wall, that's a secret room.
Yeah.
You have to use a bomb to blow it up.
Which I have one, but I'm be... Oh, nice, secret potion.
Nice. That looks scary, but in reality, it is... They're trying to scare you so you don't pick up the stuff, but it has some really good stuff on that trap. It's not even a trap. Oh, there's so much to talk about. So, you've probably been noticing that Tyler's been hugging the walls, which obviously is not the most efficient way to go through a room, but every room has a chance, if they have enemies in it, every room has a chance of having a trap button somewhere not along the wall. So it could be just like a step away from the wall, it could be in the middle of the room, but somewhere randomly in a room, possibly, there's a trap. And if you hit that button, the doors close and then you have to fight the enemies. Well, there is a bit of a problem with this. We really don't want to fight because that's slow. And the other issue is you could just end up dying from this trap because the enemies will just keep on spawning in like infinitely. I don't really understand why some rooms it's like, oh, you just have to fight like a wave of enemies. And then another room, it's like, oh, you need to fight like 20 waves of enemies.
That's really good luck, actually.
This is going really well.
I'm just deciding. We're gonna drop this now, I think. Open up 4 slots.
Yeah, you haven't even been using it. Magic is only really useful for taking out enemies that either have a weakness to magic, or if you're in a hallway and enemies spawn. We call them horde hallways, and they can be really annoying because you have to either take them out or try to jump over them, which is really bizarre. Oh, nice.
Getting some nice stairs. I've had a couple of those this run.
Yeah, this run is actually going really well.
Yeah, considering the fact that I just saved, which we should probably talk about saving because I'll be doing that a couple times, and that's one of the Marathon safety strats.
Yeah, the saving is just so we can actually complete the game. If things go really wrong, we could just load a save. You can run this game multi-segment, and by multi-segment I mean with like
there's the Medusa.
Saving and loading. Not really like, come back in 20 days or whatever, but ideally this is all done in RTA one segment.
And the world record for this game is ridiculous because essentially for doing PB attempts here, it's going to be grinding out just randomness, and it's just a hassle, really. But I mean, it can be fun, but after a while, the game can get kind of grind heavy, and especially the fact that I'm pretty much using D-pad most of the time, so my thumbs get tired after a while playing this game because I'm just strictly doing D-pad movement here. Analog stick is not preferred, not ideal.
Funny thing is, I use analog.
Oh, really?
For this game.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh. Except for arcade mode, but you don't really need to move in arcade mode. You just gotta sit still and fight.
Essentially,
yeah. At least with my boy Han. So yeah, I guess we should talk a little bit about the fighting mechanics of this game, which kind of apply to this mode, but not really. So this game, along with Total Number 1 and 2, were directed by Saiichi Ishii. I believe that's how you say his name. And he was the director of Tekken 1 and 2 and helped design Virtua Fighter. So this guy definitely has his chops. He went off and made his own company called Dream Factory. And that is what you're seeing right here, at least the console release. And the arcade version of Ehrgeiz actually has its own fair share of differences. The models are a little bit better. The maps look a little bit different. Oh, jeez. Yeah, and this is a good representation of how things can go wrong really quickly because you can't open up your inventory while there's enemies on screen. And so if there's just like screen after screen of enemies and you've used all of your potions in your satchel, you're kind of living on borrowed time pretty much, hoping that you go into a
that's
hallway.
A pretty bad floor. That one that floor we pretty much went through every single room, which is not ideal, obviously. You want to just find it quickly. Now for this set of floors, and also one thing that we forgot to mention is that there's kind of like a sort of a small theme to like some of these floors. So for this one, we want to prioritize, I believe it's north, right? For the potion rooms.
So you can get those potion rooms.
Yes.
And then you want to be on the lookout for the gray helmet in case it's a Viking helmet. Because that Viking helmet gives you like +5 or 6 attack. It's really good. Yeah, so there are themes. Every 3 floors, the theme change. So this is what we call the Egypt theme.
Yeah, it's kind of like the music and the surrounding kind of suggests that, so...
Yeah, and there's a certain room in one of these floors that has an obelisk in it, so... Yeah. Egyptian.
Try the secret room. What happens. We're getting down to 17, see if we can find a...
show off the secret
room,
obviously.
Those are all bad. All of those swords are bad. That's unfortunate.
Typical.
Oh no, yeah, this guy.
So there are oh god. So in rooms that have a horizontal, there's also vertical secret rooms, but typically people go for the horizontal ones. 2 torches widely spaced, that means there's a secret room there.
Here.
Nice dungeon grass mini farm.
Yeah, dungeon grass gives you like the least amount of stamina out of anything in the game, I think.
Yeah, it's mainly something out of desperation. I mean, if you pick up like 10 dungeon grass, it'll set you up for like a little bit. Not too long, but something. Which, if you see really risky runs of this game, there's a high chance they're just skipping all the food and just trying to run straight down to the bottom. Optimizations in this game pretty much never end since it's so RNG heavy.
And because we're getting so close to the end, I pretty much need a weapon. The weapon that I have right now is decent, but it's
trash.
Yeah, it's not good enough to
Let's
finish
be
the game.
honest here.
Yeah,
It's gonna take us forever to fight the final bosses with this weapon.
but we have 3 more floors to find at least one weapon, so that should happen. I would hope so. Can find a weapon within 3 floors, otherwise, and that's pretty unlucky. Oh,
Yeah.
well, there's one.
Yeah, we're looking for
Uh,
an axe or a sword. Those are the weapons we really wanted. Nice, a pumpkin farm, very good. At this point, you should have drank 3 liters of water, apparently, Tyler, according to Stay Hydrated Bot.
oh, okay. Oh, I got a bottle of water next to me, so
Better
yeah.
go get. No, that's not enough. Should have drank 3.2 liters of water. So you may have noticed there are certain every 3 floors there's a boss, and the first floor, but we don't want to fight those guys, so we just leave. But there is a category called all bosses where you kill all bosses. So
The situation is not the best right now.
yeah, hey, you need to save.
I'm making a save next floor. Oh, we're good. We're fine. It's fine.
It's so clench. So clench.
I make a-
sometimes with this game.
Floor 19 is my save point. I'm fine. I can get out of here. I promise. Ooh, potion. Let's go. Look at that. Never punished.
Yeah, anytime there's anything in the middle of the floor, you're risking your run because you might just walk onto a switch. Though sometimes, like,
oh, no.
you'll get hit into a switch by an enemy, which is really annoying.
No, don't you. Okay, thank you for shocking yourself. Thank you.
that was magic gone wrong right there.
Okay, so definitely making a save here.
Yeah, I would say screw that floor. Let's get out of there.
And saving for this game, you have to do 10 times your level, which is another reason why we want to say level 1 is because it makes saving really cheap. And
Yeah,
money's
if you
flying
haven't
around.
leveled up until this point, you'll have plenty of money to save. So this is the final set of floors. The marble floors. If you like Marble Blast Ultra or Marble Madness, well, here you go. These are the most dangerous floors. They have the strongest creeps to deal with, including this penguin. These green penguins, they're really bad. The dodos and the croc guys, those are fine. But the crocodiles, those are pretty annoying.
No, come on. Ugh, it's fine, it's fine. I like 2 potions is like my bare minimum here. Like, I would rather not go with anything less than 2 potions going towards endgame.
Really
That's
really need a weapon.
yeah. Well, this one is 85. This one isn't too bad.
That's okay.
I'm considering reloading, or
You have a spear on the ground by the mooney.
oh, I thought I can't use that.
No,
That's a
that's not a staff.
Okay.
So there's actually some weapon exclusivity, which is really poorly implemented. Claire can use like staffs, like wizardry staffs, and they're actually pretty good. And rods, and Koji can use like 2-handed axes. But the thing that's like poorly designed about it is that as Koji, staffs can spawn, and as Claire, axes can spawn, which is just really dumb. Because you might like, oh, here's a weapon spawn, and it's like, I can't use this weapon. That's great. There are certain weapons, of course, that are doesn't matter what character you pick, but some of the best weapons are actually specific to Koji or Claire.
I was guarding. That's okay. I was pretty sure I was guarding.
You
that.
got hit by the side.
I only have a blue potion. I'm thinking of taking a reset here and floating into floor 19 again.
There was a yeah, I would say so. I mean, what's your estimate?
45 and more.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
So we're gonna take an intentional death here. Again, we made a save, so we're gonna be back at floor 19. Hopefully, we don't get hit too much.
Yeah, so if you go back to 19, that room you come into with the stairs, there's a room south that you can go south.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have to be, your mind is like always active during this run. You have to be thinking about your possible places to go and keep a mental idea of the map. Thankfully, we can always like stare at the map, and most runners just stare at the bottom right corner to keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, if you go back to 18,
Oh,
I forgot which floor you were actually on, but because you made a save on the floor you ended up on, right? Or was it? No, okay, sorry. Then you saved at the start of 19.
so
I thought you made a save at 20, so don't go back. I was talking about floor 19 at the stairs room. There's a room going south. I thought you made a save at 20 as well, but
that's all right.
It's a good thing you didn't. Yeah, didn't mean to confuse you there.
It's all good.
Trying to be collaborative here because two heads are kind of better than one with this game sometimes. And the weird thing about this game as well is like you can learn the game. You can't really, yeah, see there's that room going down.
Wait.
Anyways. Yeah, on
okay.
19.
Okay,
that's what I was talking about.
Okay, sorry, I'm
just check out to see if there's a weapon.
Nope. I'm just gonna and I'm gonna make a save here as well, just because I'm more nervous. So we're just gonna be cautious. For sure we can find money again. Actually, I think there's always money at 21.
Yeah. The layout could change since...
Well, since I entered here, I don't think it will change. I'm pretty sure it doesn't change. I can grab that spear, can I?
Yeah. It's not the best weapon, but... yeah, picking stuff up in this game can be kind of weird.
I guard break with it, I can.
The best way is just to like make sure you have your foot somewhere near the equipment on the ground, and then you can pick it up. Okay. Oh, nice! You got a pick. Okay, that's a good weapon. Okay, I think you're set now. As far as weapons go, that's good.
Oh, okay. All right, looks like we can finally finish this run. Now, the question is, what are we using here? We have a bunch of weapons to choose from. What would you suggest here, co-commentator?
Not the weakest weapon. Otherwise, use the rest. And just make sure the pick... Make sure the pick is an item you can guard break with.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the last floor, and there's a few things that are set in this floor. There's a north hallway going to the final 3 bosses, and then a fairy fountain, so we can heal. And nice little thing about the fairy fountain, it actually repairs your gear when you have full HP, so we repair our weapons that way. Pretty nice.
Okay. And we have plenty of money, so we're gonna be equipping here. Just gotta decide what we want. It's 123, 103, 51, 85. I'm just gonna equip the spear, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I'm just gonna grab that. And now that we're here, we're gonna make a save. Yeah, so yesterday I was doing practice runs and they were all getting at around 45 minutes, so this is a lot better than I had imagined, so good. Money on the floor.
Yeah, your early to mid game was really nice. Okay, so this is the what we call the Guardian Dragon, White Dragon. And you're gonna see a you're gonna see a very similar approach for all these bosses. We're gonna guard break and then jump attack. And the jump attack, if you get a crit on it, the jump attack does pretty good damage typically, and if you crit, which is that multiplier, you can get even like a multiplier of 5, so kind of hope for high rolls here, be a high roller. The thing is that even though we're stunning them, they could be cheeky and sneak in an attack, so we gotta be careful about that. I think it's the next boss that...
Commentator's Curse.
Yeah.
But luckily I
right
guarded.
there.
Oh,
exactly
okay.
About.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm holding R1 and I guess that's... Okay.
It's a slow weapon.
Maybe the pickaxe is a better weapon for this. So I made a save though, just in case.
Guardian Dragon has not the least amount of HP, but not the most. The next boss has the most defense.
Should I still use the spear is the question though.
Don't use the spear.
Use the
Drop
pickaxe?
it for... Yeah, and then go get healed.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make a save here just in case, because if I do die, then I can just change to the pickaxe for the first fight anyway, and
right.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make a save here, but I'm gonna run back.
It was actually a good thing that you didn't save on floor 20 like I thought you did, because then the layout was different, so...
Yep. So yeah, we're not gonna worry about the spear at all.
Yeah, just forget about it.
Alright, sorry, I just clicked myself, because this is endgame, and...
Should get some food in your satchel. That way
yeah.
you're not
Definitely
decaying
too
early.
I'll be doing that for sure, yeah. Again, not gonna make a save here, just in case, so that way for the next fight we can use the pickaxe. And...
Or if you're wondering why Tyler's running around without any weapon equipped, it actually, anytime you have any weapon equipped, unless it does not affect your hunger stat, it'll add to your hunger, so it's best not to have a weapon equipped just to make sure your stamina doesn't go down as quickly. Wow, Red Dragon. Red Dragon is probably the biggest run killer of the 3 bosses, just because he has extraordinary defense, so this fight can go on for a while. And since we have no potions left at this point, we are kind of in a race against the clock scenario.
That's okay, because like I said, that's why I did not save, just in case this happens, so that way for the first fight I can just use the pickaxe. I didn't realize that spear was going to be that slow, and it opened me up for a lot of attacks there, so I'll just use the pickaxe for both of these fights. This is most likely going to be RIP, but again, we made saves just to be safe, because this run, as you can see, it can be very unstable, and a lot of things can just make it die, and that's why implementing saves is very important, especially for a marathon such as this.
Yeah, marathon saves are pretty much required. It's way too risky otherwise. Yeah, this is already going better, but unless Tyler rolls some really devastating crits, he will likely die. But it could happen.
Always a chance.
I've had runs where I just barely survived against Red Dragon, so... Oh, big credit to Super Tobal Man for this strategy. guard breaking in the corner. Super Tobal Man also runs the Tobal games. He's very good at it, as you can imagine. He's a Japanese runner.
Alright, so load into the save here and switch to the pickaxe since that spear has a really long recovery animation for whatever reason, and that opened me up for a lot of attacks. So hopefully now we can finish the run. Endgame is very finicky and it can be very challenging just finishing a run.
Well, you're still doing A-okay on your estimate.
Yeah, that's all that's important here is the estimate. Okay, so equip that, and let's go. Oh, whoops.
That's okay. But yeah, as you guys can see, there are definitely weapons we want and some weapons we do not want in terms of end game. And you want multiple weapons in case one of them breaks. Of course, you can't equip a new weapon during a fight, so that would only be between fights. Hey, you gotta understand, Koji is a really buff guy.
Even though he's level 1. Wow, nice crit.
Strong dude. Oh, there we go. They're 1.5s. They're something to work with.
Another 1.5. Ideally, we'd use no potions here, which we might end up using one, depending on how long this fight takes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was going.
So I'm still gonna go back and heal up, and because for this fight coming up, this one takes a long time, so having max durability is very important. So we're gonna go back, Fairy Fountain, and heal and do all of that, and actually have full satchel full of potions, which is nice.
Yeah, this is already a way better scenario than before.
Alright, so now we're definitely gonna be making a save.
And then I don't think you really need to save for Phoenix.
Oh, no, not at all. Unless I have, like, no potions, then probably.
Yeah.
I'm getting my select.
That's not a save.
Sorry, yeah. Start in options. 2 different buttons, apparently.
To be fair to Tyler, like, during actual, like, real-time attempts for PBs...
You wouldn't be...
You wouldn't save at all, so... Unless you're learning the game, which is... I totally would recommend saving. But... One thing you gotta be careful about with Red Dragon is that it can actually do an attack that's like a fireball attack.
There you go.
It'll only hit... Yeah, it'll only hit you if you jump into it.
So you have to be careful, yeah, like if you see him kind of like sway back, then you need to wait for a second.
Yeah, then you can attack him on the ground while he's doing his attack, because he is vulnerable, but you don't want to... Because the thing is, you're doing this, like, constant rhythm, so it's really easy to just, like, jump again by accident and then take a nasty hit.
Nice crit.
Yeah, just rinse, repeat. It's not as good as my, the one time I got, I think it was like 250 times 5 on this fight.
Jeez.
Something insane, yeah.
That'd be really good right now. Not gonna lie. Oh, 125 times 1.5, not bad. And pretty much the best weapon in the game is the Diamond Axe. I think that's what it's called, right? The Diamond Axe?
Yeah, Diamond Axe.
It's a huge axe and best weapon in the game, and you don't find you usually don't find that till like floor 18 till the end, so you won't find it till like the very end. But yeah, it's a really good weapon and deal.
High damage, good overhead attack. It's very good. Then I would say the
Great
diamond
sword. Oh yeah,
the sword is also pretty good.
I think in my practice run I got that sword. I'm almost certain. I don't get that sword too often, so I didn't recognize it immediately. Fortunately, not doing too much damage here, and I'd like to get some more triple-digit numbers rather than these double-digit, but we haven't gotten hit yet, which is nice.
Yep, now we're just decaying. Okay.
5 out of 8. I should be good for Guardian, or for Phoenix, right? 5 out of 8.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be super sure about it.
Let's be super sure about it, just
yeah,
just in case. I mean, yeah, let's.
I don't blame you. We still have a fairy fountain, so.
And we're still 5 minutes underestimate because the fight doesn't take that long. Phoenix is one of the faster fights because he has low armor, so you're gonna see a lot of high numbers from him.
Yeah, Phoenix could still kill you, but.
Oh, never mind. We don't have the fairy fountain. Just kidding. That was a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Oh, I mean, I've used it multiple times. Usually you wouldn't use it more than like once.
Yeah, there's only so much amount you can use the fairy fountain before the fairy's like, all right, peace. I'll help you enough.
Get out of here.
Get out of my fountain.
You know, just because we are so underestimate and because we have time left, you know what? I'm going to make a save. No.
Okay.
No. What does it hurt? I put the shield.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Really.
We're just being safe because we all don't want to go through that red dragon again.
We don't want to go through that rigmarole again.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story of this sub game, by the way, is that we're Koji, who's an architect, or I think he's a
archaeologist,
archaeologist, and he finds himself in this alternate dimension, which they make a whole thing about in the story, to get a phoenix feather, because, you know, phoenix feather allows you to sell it or get great power, like reviving people. The weird thing about Phoenix is the hit, like, the space that you need to hit him is kind of like the middle of Phoenix.
And time. Sorry for interrupting you, but time.
No, it's fine. That fight is very fast, so